Two sides, same mic, episode 6. It's your boy, Kidjscott, and I'm here with my phenomenal co-host,
Leah Tanner.
We are back. It's been a minute. I missed y'all. I know it's been a while, but we have returned. We are here to stay. And Leah, how you been?
I've been good. Yeah, I feel like a lot has happened since that last episode, so a lot to go over this episode. But overall, I've been good.
That's good. That's good.
How have you been?
Life has been life in it. So I'm here to say I will take full responsibility. I'm the reason we haven't been here. Life has been life in it. I kind of hate to feel like this, but I felt like obviously the beginning of 2025 was kind of hard, you know, going through like the breakup, going through a lot of change because I don't like change. I hate changes. Mm-hmm. So it's just like it is what it is. But then it was like life was just going too good. And I hate that I feel like this, but I should have known something was going to happen. I should have known something was going to happen. Life was just going too great. We had everything going good, podcasts, I'm making money, it was cool, and then out of nowhere, the bomb got dropped on me. Okay. Long story short, not to get too much into detail of where I work, but I felt like because of my job, I took like a huge financial hit, and I had so much stuff in the work. Like I didn't even tell you yet, but I was actually planning on going to Thailand for like 2 weeks in February, and when I heard the news, because I was at my other job and I'm in the group chat, I'm like, why is the group chat blowing up like this? And they were just like, basically like where I work at, there's a show connected to it. The show ended, so I was just like, it's gonna be a huge financial hit for me. And I was just like, wow, this kind of sucks. So obviously the responsible thing to do was to like cancel my trip to Thailand. So we ended up not doing that. My other friends still went, so it kind of sucks. I'm like, I'm on the gram, like looking at them in Thailand. I'm just like, I'm here. But I kind of just shut down. Like when all that happened, I just kind of like shut down. And I hate that I do that, but that's just how I cope with things. So I was like not posting on social media. I was just like focused like just on my mental health. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just in my room, and then obviously like I spent a lot of time with my son, so I was just doing that. But life was life in it. And then I was like, you know what? Let me get back into the podcast thing. And then just little stuff kept happening. Like I think I had told you one day, like me and my homies, we were leaving work, and then we got hit by a drunk driver, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, how much stuff is just going to go wrong? But it was wild. I've never really been in a car accident. So it was like wild. Like we're literally just driving. You know what's crazy? We normally like go drink after work, have a few beers. And that night we went to go eat. So we had actually ordered like some drinks, and we didn't drink because they didn't have the drink we wanted. So it was just good because I don't think one beer would have affected anything anyway, but we didn't drink at all. And so then we're just like driving, and then I kid you not, it was like this car was coming from this lane and turning, and I didn't realize he was actually hitting a donut. Like he hit a donut and then went back around and just smacked us. And I was just so shook up. Like I was like, I don't know if I need to go to the hospital. I don't know if I'm in pain. I don't know if it's the adrenaline like rushing. I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I was just like, man, like what else could just happen? Oh gosh. So at this point I was just like not like really depressed, but I was just like, man, I'm just like over it. Like I was just like, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, I don't really feel like I've ever been like depressed, or I don't really feel like I focus too much on like mental health. So I was just like, I don't really know how to like cope with things. So then of course, like I remember I hit you up, and you were just like, oh, so many bad things is going. You're about to go through like your big breakthrough. And that was really powerful for me. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start getting back to reality. So then I'm like, I think I had mentioned last time how like TikTok, I've been blowing up on TikTok, whatever. Yes. So I get monetized January 1st. I'm like, yes. So nice. I'm looking at like my videos. I did a video that did like $300, whatever. So I'm just like, heck yeah, like TikTok's popping. And then I get demonetized because they said like I had basically like copyrighted someone, because I'm still new to this monetization thing. So I was just like, are you kidding me? So now my monetization's gone.
Oh my God. Like forever? Or just
no, just for a month. So I'm like, not. I can still post, but I can't make money for a whole month. Okay. So I was just like, you got it. This is crazy. I was just like, I'm over it. I'm over it. So then, yeah.
Well, now you know.
Exactly. So I'm just like, ooh. But it is what it is. But it took me a while. I started going to church, so that was like a new thing. Today was week 4 for me.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah,
that's
in a
good.
row. And it's crazy because I feel like when I go to church, it's like literally like I don't know how they know, like, but literally like the what is it called? Like whatever they talk about, like the message. Yeah, the message. I'm still in the church, y'all. The message is like it's like on point, like how I really feel. Like I remember last week it was about like procrastination, because sometimes I'm the biggest procrastinator. So it's just like, yeah, I need to get back on it. Like who cares if I'm like not monetized? Like, you know what I mean? I need to start like focusing back on this, and focusing back just on like social media and all that. So, and then today it was basically talking about finances. So, and I have come to the conclusion that I feel like I have been enslaved by like just financial gain. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I took a huge loss, but it's just like, I just probably need to stop like gambling like as much, even though I don't gamble that much, but you know what I mean? Like there's certain things I can cut to like still live the life I want.
Right.
So yeah. So that's what I'm gonna just do. But honestly, like this last month hasn't been bad. So it's just like I don't even know why I went through that. Like,
No.
but I feel like at the end of the day, it made me stronger.
Oh,
Made me stronger because again, like at the beginning of 2025, like I felt like it was hard. I kind of went through the same thing, but I got out of it. And the same thing with this. It's just like I'm gonna just get out of it. Like as long as I keep like grinding, keep just being myself. Because like I always say, this is my therapy. So it's like I'm just glad to be back. One of the main reasons that I'm glad to be back is like a lot of people, like not just, it's different when you're friends. Like when my best friends hit me up, I'm like, oh, when's the podcast coming back?
Right.
It's just like y'all just trying to support me. But it's different. It hits different when that random person you never talk to at work, who you didn't even know follows you on social media, and they're just like, hey, that time when y'all said this on the podcast, I related to that. It had me laughing. And I'm just like, I just found out your name last week. Like, this is crazy. But like everyone's been hitting me up in the DMs, hit me up in real life saying where the podcast is. It just feels good that people actually care about our opinion and care about our situations that we go through. And I feel like that was one of the main reasons I was like, you know what? Not saying I ever wanted to stop, but just like we got to come back. We got to come back. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I feel like same. I also missed being on the podcast. It was a long break, and same too. I also had people asking like, oh, like when's the next episode? And a couple of people asking, you know, to be like a guest and stuff. So yeah, so I definitely missed it too. But yeah, I'm glad we're back, and hopefully it'll be more consistent now.
Oh yeah, more consistent for sure. But yeah, I would love to have more guests. If you want to be featured, come through. And yeah, so how have you been?
Okay, so I've been good, but so yeah, so recently I went through something, so we'll talk about that today. So it's a new year, right? So at the end of 2025, I was kind of just like reflecting on my year and just reflecting on just like goals for this year, like things that I wanted to do for this year, different goals. And so one of them for me, because last year, like, so I did this like TikTok trend that was like a dating wrap of like 2025, and like you posted like, you know, like how many times like you dated, like how many dates you went on, like relationships, like how many times you like downloaded like the apps and stuff. And I was like, wow, mine was like really sad. I think I only went on like, I think it was like 2 or 3 dates for the whole year. It was like super low. And one of them I went on like, one of them was, I went on a second date with the same person. And so it was like super low. I was like, this is super sad. And I was like, I want to, for 2026, I was like, one of my main goals is going to be to date intentionally. And so I told myself, and I put it on like, you know, like my vision board, like, you know, prayer board, all that stuff. Like, I was like, I'm going to date intentionally this year. I was like, I want to at least once a month go on a date. And just like date intentionally, be intentional about like who I'm dating. So, you know, I think last summer when I was dating last summer, I was kind of just like in this place where I was dating out of boredom, which is like never good. I had like a lot of free time on my hands during the summer, and I was like, yeah, let's like try dating. Like I have time for it now. But I feel like I knew that I was only going to have like a really small window of time. So like I wasn't really looking for anything serious. I was like, let's just like see what's out there. And so I did end up talking to like one guy that told me from the beginning that like he wasn't looking for anything serious, and I was like, oh cool, like I'm not really either, whatever. At that time I wasn't. And so I was like, this time I'm dating with intention, like there is going to be none of that, like if you know, like I'm like dating for the long term. So that was going to be my goal. So I re-downloaded all the apps, and so I had started I started having, you know, matches and all that stuff. And there was this one guy, and I'm debating if I should give real names or not, because I'm like, they're so common that it's like you'll never be able to know who they are. But so I had re-downloaded the apps, and I was talking to this one guy, and
wait, this is recently?
Yes, this is just in January.
Oh, wow. All right.
So, yeah, I'm doing, like, my 1 day a month thing. So I was talking to this one guy, and I'll just give names, whatever. His name is Corey, because there's going to be another guy, too, so we can get them straight. So I'm talking to him, and we move away from messaging on the apps. We exchange phone numbers. He asked to take me out on a date, and, so for our first meetup, we just met up at the Palms. We went to like the Ghost Bar or whatever. Something to also mention too. So during this time I was fasting, but like not like fasting for like food, whatever. Like I was like on a spiritual fast. So there was a lot of things that like, you know, like I was one of them, like, you know, I wasn't drinking, like, you know, a lot of things like that. You know, I was staying away from like certain foods, like all this stuff, right? Like a spiritual fast is just about like.
Whoa, did you warn him you're on a spiritual fast?
So I did not, because it's not like supposed to be something like you broadcast to like, you know, everyone, but and like only when it like really interferes with something is I feel like when you should let somebody know. And at this time it's like date one. I told him before we met up that when he said he wanted to go to the Ghost Bar, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, we can go, but just a heads up, like I'm not drinking right now, but I'm still fine with going. And so we went, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I mainly want to take you there because it has a really nice view. And so we went, and I met up with him, and he seemed like a really good guy. So before meeting up with him, I was not that big of a fan of him. I was like, like, I don't know, like some of his pictures, I was like, I don't know, like, I was like, not really my type, but you know what, like maybe we need to go away from my type because it's not working in the past. So before the date, like I wasn't too thrilled about it, but I was like, let's just give him a shot and see how it goes.
You're trying to get them TikTok trend numbers up. That's what it is.
So I meet up with him, and yeah, he was not bad looking. I was like, oh, he looks way better than his pictures. Like, he had like beautiful teeth, like all this stuff. Like we're talking, getting to know each other. I was like, oh, he has like a lot of amazing qualities. I had asked him like about like church, like, oh, do you go to church? Like, what does that look like for you? He said that he did, and that at the time, like he was just looking for a new church and stuff. And so he had mentioned that like he grew up Catholic, all this stuff, and that he was Christian. I was like, ooh. So like I was just, I don't know. I was like, okay, this is like all good signs. Like he had a lot of like a lot of green flags that he was showing, and I was like, okay, like it's still early, whatever. So that was like the first night we hung out, and then we were, you know, texting more after. We went on two more dates after that. Like the second time we went to. He wanted me to meet his dog, so we like met at the dog park. I'm not even like a huge animal person, so it was like major that I did this. But so we met at the dog park, and then after that, like we went to a PT's and we were like playing pool or whatever.
Were you still not drinking?
I was still not drinking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was like almost a month that I didn't drink, and then so that was good. And then our third date that we had went on. We went to a UNLV basketball game. That was like a great, it was like a great date, great time. By like the third date, so we went on 4 then. So by the third date, I was like starting to like, I was like, oh, okay, like I can see me like dating this guy. Like, yeah, you know, it's like good. We continued talking, all of that. So from the time that we went on to the third date, between the fourth date, I'm still actively on Bumble, and I meet this other guy. His name is Zach. I meet this other guy.
One. Oh, wow.
And so we matched, and come to find out, I think we matched like on a Wednesday. It was either like a Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. And come to find out that he didn't live here. And I was like, oh gosh. Like, and normally like when I find out that somebody doesn't live in Vegas, I'm like, you know, like I just don't reply back, or I'm just like, oh, like I'm not looking for, you know, whatever. Like I don't usually keep the conversation going. For some reason, we continue to message. He lets me know that he's here for a work trip and he's going to be back the following week. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, so, yeah, looked really good in all of his pictures. And then, so in the meantime, I went on another date with another guy. We will not give this guy's name away.
Whoa.
We went.
So this is all in January.
This is all in January.
So this is the third guy?
This is the third guy.
Oh, wow.
So this third guy, we will not give his name away, but this third guy I went on a date with. We meet up at Starbucks, and this guy was so nice, and he was just like, but he did look younger, and you can tell he was very nervous, and I don't know, like I felt like I was the one that was doing all of the talking, like asking him like all the questions, and he just seemed like really nervous, and I was just like, and like I left that day, and I was like, oh, like yeah, I don't know if I'll be talking to him again. I'm like, I don't know, like he was just like really, really shy, and I was like, I don't know, we'll see. But so in the meantime, I'm messaging Zach still on the app, and he asked if I want to meet up with him, and this is on a Thursday night, and I was like, I don't know, for some reason I was like, I'm getting ready to go back to school in a couple days, like why not have fun before I go back to school? And so I was like, I'm going to meet up with him one time. I'm never going to see him again because he doesn't live here. Like, whatever, it's fine. So I meet him up at MGM, and I see him, I'm like, oh, my God. He's hot. Like, he's handsome. I meet him up at MGM. We meet at a bar. I also tell him in advance, like, before we go, like, I'm not drinking right now. And so I meet up with him. We like hit it off instantly, like just like the conversation, there's no awkwardness. Like I was just like super into him, super like he was very interesting. He also told me that he was a Christian. He said he went to the same church that I did, that in Arizona, like not to go to that church, but like he had visited a couple times. Cool. Also grew up Catholic, but then he said he was Christian, all this stuff. So I was just like, wow, like Dang. This is just what is happening? Like, how do I have like both of these guys? And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So, so that night I tell him before I go, I was like, hey, like I literally, before I met him, like I was like, I have a dinner for my nephew's birthday at 6:30. So I have like an hour, maybe hour and a half max that I can like meet you. So like we hit it off, and before I even leave, he's like, I have to ask you this or I'm gonna like kick myself in the butt if I don't. And he's like, I know you're going to your nephew's birthday dinner, and he's like, do you have plans after that? And I was like, oh no, I didn't have anything planned. Like I work tomorrow, so I don't have anything planned after the dinner. And he asked if I would want to meet him back up after the dinner. And I was like, oh shoot. And I was like, okay, well, I had a great time. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I go to the dinner. He texts me while I'm at dinner, and he's like, oh, hope you're having a good dinner. And I was like, oh my gosh, like so cute. So I have the dinner, and then I call him after. I meet him up at the New York, and he's not from here, so we were just, at first we were just like walking the strip. Then we decided to go to the link and go to the high roller because he had never been. So we like walk like this 30-minute walk, and we're just like talking, getting to know each other. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like all the heart eye emojis after just like talking to him and just like everything that like we're sharing and stuff. We go on the high roller, and he kissed me on there, like, and we were talking, and he was telling me that his birthday was the next month, so this month now, February.
How high were you when he kissed you? Was you like at the top?
We were pretty high up there. Dang. It was pretty cute. I was like, oh my God, is this a movie? Like,
yeah, that's what I thought. Like I was getting Netflix vibes right there. You know?
Yes, it was like, honestly, like the whole thing was like movie vibes. But so we were up there. We were having a great time. And he had mentioned about his birthday, and I was like, oh, what are you doing for your birthday? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't really have anything planned yet. And he's like, well, maybe now I'll have a reason to come to Vegas. Maybe I'll come to Vegas for my birthday. And I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool. And then he's like, or you can come to Phoenix, because that's where he's from, in Arizona.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, I've never, and before this, like, I obviously tell him, like, I love traveling. I'm super big into traveling, all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I've actually never been to Phoenix. Like, I've been to Arizona, but never Phoenix. And then so I said, oh, yeah, like, maybe I'll go see you for your birthday or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, I threw it out there, but it wasn't, like, set in stone. But I did put, like, the day of his birthday, like, in my phone. But I didn't put, like, a for sure trip, but we had mentioned that. So then he's like, oh, really? And then like we were just kind of like talking about that or whatever. Anyways, the night goes on. We have a great first and second date, whatever. And so he leaves the next day to go back to Phoenix. And so he leaves, he goes back home to Phoenix. Friday, we like text all day. He gets back to Phoenix. Saturday, like he FaceTimed me. So, so that was Thursday, right? And then so Friday, Corey comes back into the picture.
Oh, wow.
And I had my 4th date with Corey.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, in my 4th date, I'm like, okay, like I'm like kind of comparing the two, and I'm like, which one do I like more? Like, I still want to talk to both of them. Like, I'm not going to make it an answer because it's too soon to do that. But so I'm out with Corey, but I was still kind of like thinking about Zach, and we go to we do Pinball Hall of Fame. We had
you were
a great.
thinking about Zach while you were with
I
Corey?
was. So I was kind of like, I think
gosh.
you already know my answer, but I'm still gonna give Corey a try. Like,
Yeah.
so I had a good time with Corey. We did Pinball Hall of Fame. After we did go back to his house and we just like hung out there, whatever. And that was our 4th date. Okay, and then so Saturday I'm FaceTiming with Zach. And I just like immediately, like when I just seen him, I was just like, oh my God, like, yeah, like I like this guy a lot. I'm like, who's Corey? I don't know. Yeah, just like, so we talk on FaceTime, and then so that was Saturday. He's talking about like plans for when I go to meet him. Oh, well, we had planned actually before he even left that I was going to see him Monday night when he came back. So we talk on Saturday on FaceTime, and then Sunday we text, and then, the plan was to meet up on Monday. So Friday, though, after I seen Corey, like we stopped, like he did not, I texted him when I got home or whatever, and then it's like Monday, and I still have not heard from Corey, and I'm like, what the heck?
Wow.
And like, that's so weird, and I was like, I honestly don't care because like Zach is, he was, like more of a priority, but I'm like, but that's really weird though, because like if I wasn't talking to Zach, I'd probably be like really sad, like why did you just like randomly not So then I was like, well, I'll reach out to him because I never reached out to him first. Like he would always reach out to me. So I text him, and then I didn't hear from him until the next day. Like he waited a whole day to respond back to me. And I was like, oh, heck no. Like he's definitely like, I'm done with him.
Yeah.
And so Zach comes, and then on Monday when he's here, like we were FaceTiming for like an hour and a half, like while he's here. Like he's here in Vegas. And so he was like in his hotel or whatever. And we were talking about what we wanted to do that night. And then I go and see him that night, and this is Monday night, and we have like a great time. Like we just ended up going bowling.
Yeah.
A big part that I left out. So when I had left to go to the dinner to see my nephew, he had told me that like him and his sister were like super close. Like his sister was like one of his best friends. Like he tells his sister everything. So when I go back to meet him up the second time after the dinner, he told me that he told his sister about me. And I was like, what? Like already? Like that's like crazy. And so he said like his sister is like, like he told his sister about me, and he's like, don't mess it up. And like he had mentioned that his brother was going to be getting married in May. And so he had mentioned that when I had first met him that night. And then so we go out on our date on Monday night, and we have a great time. We go bowling, and we just have a good time there. And like before the end of the night, like he asked me to be, So during that time, like when I had first met up with him, I also forgot to say that, so I was talking to some of my friends about Zach, and I was like, we had talked about like me going out there possibly for his birthday. And one of my friends was like,
When's his birthday?
No, I didn't go. His birthday is this month.
Oh, wow.
At the end of this month. And so I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, we were talking about me possibly going out there. And she's like, wait, what? She's like, you shouldn't do that. Like, you don't really know him yet. She's like, I'm actually going to Phoenix Valentine's Day weekend. And she's like, why don't you come with me? And that way it's not awkward. And then, like, you can meet him out there. And then when you go out there by yourself, like, it's, better, safer, all that stuff. I was like, that's like a good idea. And so like when we were FaceTiming, him and I had mentioned it to him, and he said he didn't have plans that weekend, and he was like, he's like, that would be great. Like, so I ended up buying my ticket. And so when I see him on Monday night, so I had met up with him on Monday night, and he asked me that he asked me if I would go to his brother's. He's like, I know it's super early. And he's like, I know May is a long time away, but he's like, will you go with me and be my date to my brother's wedding in May? It's at the end of May. This is second date, right?
Yeah.
Maybe third if you count like the first two that night, whatever. And I was like, wow, like I was like excited. I was like, okay, like that's really early, like really early. But I was like, yeah, like I'll go. And so he was like, yeah, he said, I was talking to my sister, and my sister's like, well, it seems like you like her a lot, and she seems like she's really busy. He knew I was like in school, all this stuff, and she's like, she seems very busy, so if I were you, like I would ask her to give her enough like time and stuff like that. So he had asked me, and yeah, so we were going. And then so then I tell him, I was like, oh hey, like I bought the ticket, like I'm going with my friend, like I'm gonna be staying with my friend to Phoenix. He was super excited, and then he was just like telling me, he's like, oh, like, because when I had mentioned about going for his birthday, he was like, oh, I'll buy like the ticket, I'll buy your ticket, all that stuff.
Wow.
So when I had bought the ticket, he's like, oh, you should have let me buy it. Like I told you I wanted to like buy it for you. And I was like, oh, like it's good, whatever. And so he was like, he started like planning what we were going to do. And he's like, he knew I was getting out there Friday night and I was going to come back like on Monday or Sunday morning. And so he's like, oh, like I'll pick you guys up from the airport. And then he's like, yeah, he's like, I'll pick you guys up from the airport, and you know, your friend will drop her off, you know, at the Airbnb so she can get settled in, and then you and I can go like do our thing, go hang out, whatever. He's like, you know, like you could be mine Friday night, and then Saturday, like we'll go and we'll support her for her race, and then Saturday, like there's this really cool bar, we can all go there and we can all hang out on Saturday, and then like I'll take you guys back to the airport early Sunday morning or whatever. So he like had this whole thing planned, like wow. All these green flags, right? Like he was just giving off green flags. Like it was crazy because I felt like the entire time, like I felt super comfortable with him. And like going off of that too, like I have been in therapy for like 3 years, but so like the last 2 months I had been working with my therapist just about like dating, and so she was telling me that I have trauma when it comes to dating and relationships. And so the past 2 months, we we have been working in therapy around this. It's not funny. So we were working on that in therapy. And so, yeah, one of the things she was like telling me too, like, because she knew this year I wanted to like date intentionally. She's like, so when you're on these dates and like all this stuff, like, you know, I want you to pay attention to like, you know, like just your body, like what is your body telling you, how you're feeling, like all this stuff, right? So I'm getting nothing but great vibes from Zach the entire time. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Emily would be so proud of me. Like, I just like, I don't know. And so, and when I was with him that night on Monday night, like we started having kind of like some deep conversations. We were talking about kind of like well, because he said like he dates to marry. Oh, wow. And yeah, and he's like, how do you feel about that? And I was like, oh, well, that's great because, you know, like I'm also like dating to marry, like I'm not just dating to date, like I'm like I want to get married, you know. And he said like he wanted to have kids and I wanted to have kids, and like so we were kind of like talking about that. And like he was even talking about like what he would want to wear when he got married. I don't know, we were talking about all this stuff, right? And so normally like if this was anybody else, like I would just be like freaking out on the inside and I would want to run, and like that would have probably been the last time that I would have ever talked to him again, because I would have just freaked out. And like yeah, and so I was like, I felt very like calm. I thought it was a little like soon to be like talking about these things, but I was like, I don't know, like this is just a guy that knows what he wants, so like this is, you know, this is good. Didn't have like any red flags or anything. At the end of the second night, he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah, this is Monday night, technically like our third time hanging out, and he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, oh my God. And I like kind of like for a little bit, like I hesitated because I was like, oh, like this is like really soon. And I was like, but I really like him a lot and I would like to try this out. And like before this though, like mind you, there was still Corey in the picture, and I said that I wanted to give both of them a fair shot. I didn't want to like make a decision too early. Then he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And anyways, so I ended up saying yes because I was like, you know what, I like him way more than the other guy. Why not? And so yeah, that was Monday night. And then
like this past Monday?
like a week. Oh, it's like the 2 Mondays ago now.
Okay.
And so that was Monday night. And then he was here again Friday. He was going to leave. And so we had planned to see each other pretty much like every day that he was here. Tuesday, I'm going back to school, and he knows this. And so he said like, oh, like Tuesday, he's like, you know, I'm sure you're going to be tired. You have a long day, so we can just hang out like on Wednesday. So like on Monday night, he had bought tickets for us to go mini golfing on Wednesday. And so before I left on Monday, he's like, I know you have school tomorrow, and it's totally up to you because you're going to have a long day. And he's like, but I would really love to see you tomorrow. And then I was like, okay, like I get out of school late, but like we can, you know, just do something, right? Just like, you know, short, whatever. So I get out of school that day. Mind you, like every night we're hanging out until after midnight, close to 1 a.m. And he has to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning for work. And then so Tuesday night, I get out of school and I call him. We text all day Tuesday. I call him when I get out of school, and I was like, oh, hey, like, and you could tell that he was tired. And I was like, oh, like, did you want to like, hang out tomorrow instead? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, I still want to see you. He's like, I am tired, but I would still like to see you. And then I was like, okay, well, what did you want to do? And he couldn't think of anything. And I hadn't thought of anything. And I was like, well, I'm like really close to your hotel. Like, if you want, like, I'll just, I can just go see you there. So, like, in my mind, when I'm going to his hotel, I was like, I'm only going to stay there for like an hour max, like not long. So I go there, and then we're just there talking and stuff. And then maybe like 30 minutes into it, he's like, will you stay the night with me? I'm like, no, like I can't stay. I was like, I gotta go. And he was just like, really? He's like, you can't stay. And I was like, no, like, you know, I wasn't like planning to stay. Like, you know, I gotta go home. Yeah. And then he's like, well, I would really like to go to sleep next to you and wake up next to you in the morning. And he's like, and then I was like, yeah, no, I was like, I can't stay. I was like, my mom would freak if I didn't come home tonight. And he's like, well, can't you just like text her and let her know like you're not gonna be coming home? And then I was just like, you know what? He's only here for, you know, just a couple more days. And I was like, why not? And so I text my mom, like, I'm not coming home tonight. Don't wake up for me. And I ended up staying the night there. We have like a little bit like of a deep conversation. I don't know how it even came up, but like he had started talking about one of his good friends that had passed away like in, I think it was high school or college or something, from like an overdose. I had told him about my brother like passing away from like an overdose and stuff. So we have like a little bit like of a deep talk. And then like he had mentioned something about, I don't know if I like had asked him, because I found out that like he smoked weed, and I didn't realize like how much he did until like I started talking to him more, and I'm like, oh my God, like no, like. And
is that a red flag for you?
It is a red flag for me, and he knew that I didn't like it. But yeah, like he would ask me like, oh, like how do you feel, like, you know, like I wouldn't do it around you. He had like a pen like that, he's like, but I wouldn't like do it around you or whatever. And I was like, I was like, I don't love it. I was like, I said that's like the one thing that I don't like about you is like I'm not a fan of that. Like I don't do it. Like I'm not a fan of it. So then like that night when he had told me about his friend and I was telling him about my brother, and then I don't know if I had asked. Oh, I think I did. I asked him if he's like ever like experimented with drugs or anything. And he had mentioned that he like dabbled a little bit, like, you know, back in the day or whatever. And then he had mentioned that like, I was like, oh really? I was like, when's the last time? And he said it was like over the summer. So like just like July or something like that. So like 7 months ago. And he said, yeah, he was at a party and he had a little bit of coke. And I was like, what the heck? Wow. I was like, what is happening? And I told him, I was like, that's like an instant for me. I was like, because he was like, oh, it was also like another big part. He told me that his ex-girlfriend, the last girl that he was with, they broke up because he walked in on his best friend and her sleeping together.
Oh, wow.
His best friend and him sleeping together. And so he said that really messed him up. And I guess that was like last summer or something.
Oh, wow.
He said it really messed him up. And I guess supposedly that's why that night, like at that party, like he did the coke or whatever. He said it messed him up. And he's like, yeah, he's like, but I haven't done it since. And like, I have no plans on doing it. And I was like, well, that's good because like, honestly, like that would be like one thing that I would never be able to tolerate. Like, I'm like, no, like I cannot like do that. And so like, I made it very clear. It was like, you know, that's just like one thing that can't happen. So yeah, the rest of the night is good. Mind you, he does not try anything. Like he does not try to sleep with me. And I was like, oh, like he's so respectful. Like,
Aww.
you know, more green flags. Like he doesn't try to sleep with me. You know, we just had like a good night, whatever. And then like the next morning, I'm leaving. Oh, he gives me like a shirt to sleep in of his. And then like the next morning I was going to give him a shirt back and he's like, just give it to me when you come in when you see me in Arizona. And I was like, okay. So he walks me to my car and like that night or like before we were leaving, he's like, oh, like I'll see you later that night. 'Cause we're supposed to go mini golfing. And, yeah, everything was good. And he's like, just asking like what time he'll see me and stuff like that. And he lets me go. I leave. And then he texts me like right after I left. And he was just like, oh, it's cold outside because he's like a roofer or whatever. He's like, it's so cold this morning. And he's like, thank you again for coming. And I respond back to him with nothing to like really reply back to, but I responded back to him. And then then I take this really cute selfie. I'm in his shirt and I take this really cute selfie and I had sent it to my sisters. Oh, and by this point, like I was telling like my sisters about him and I told a couple of my friends about him. And he had asked too, he's like, oh, like, have you told any of your friends about me or whatever? And I told him that I did. And the only reason I did because he had already told his sister about me. So it's like, so he had known that I had told people about him. And then so I had sent my sisters that picture and my niece was like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute picture. Please tell me you sent that to him. And I was like, no. And then I was like looking at it. I was like, actually, this is a really cute picture. Like I am going to send it to him. So I sent him the selfie of me in his shirt. And then I was just like, oh, I don't think you're ever going to be getting this shirt back with like a winky face and like flirty emoji. And it's like 3 hours later, and I'm like, dang, like, why is he not responding? I knew he was like really busy and they were behind on the job that they were doing. I was like, I'm sure he'll like acknowledge it later. So then it's like 3 hours later and he finally responds, but all he does is hearts the picture. And I was like, are you serious? Like this super cute picture and you're just going to heart it? Like, oh, heck no. And so before, like when he had asked me to send him a picture, like previously, like when I sent him one, he was just like, you know, like, oh my God, like you like beautiful, all this stuff, right? So I was like, oh, well, I'm sure he's just busy and he's going to acknowledge the picture later because he's not just going to heart this very cute photo that I sent him and not say anything else about it. So then it's like, and this is on Wednesday, mind you, we're supposed to go mini golfing. And it's like 5:30 and I haven't heard back from him. And I'm like, what the heck? And so I call him because I'm like, I need to know, like, what time are we going? Like all this stuff. Yeah. And he doesn't answer. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, I bet he came home from work and passed out because we had been up like super late every night. And so he didn't answer. And then it was an hour later and I was like, I'm going to try one more time. Like maybe by now he hears his phone or whatever. He didn't answer. And I was like, okay, well, I guess he's tired. I'll hear back from him when he wakes up. So I go to sleep that night, like at 11 and I still don't hear from him, which I think is weird. And then I'm like, but I know that for sure I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a text message from him in the morning. I wake up a little like 5:30 and there's nothing from him. Yeah. Like to get ready for work. Oh. And there's nothing. And I know he's awake because he leaves his house like right before 6. He leaves the house like right before 6 o'clock to go to work. And there's nothing. And I'm like, oh, heck no. I'm like, what is happening? And then, so then I kind of get worried because I'm like, oh, like, did something happen? Because that's like not normal behavior. Like I didn't hear from him all day yesterday. Like we had plans. He bought tickets already to go mini golfing. And like,
and where y'all going mini golfing?
We're going to do the KISS mini golfing. So yeah, he had bought tickets for that, and I'm like, that's just like weird. I'm like, so now I'm starting to like freak out, and I'm like, oh my God, like, did something happen to him? Like, is he okay? And so like, I text him and I was like, are you okay? And then I was like, why did I even send a text message? I'm like, I'm just gonna call because I want to make sure like his phone rings, because now I'm like starting to think like that something happened to him. And so I call him and he answers. And he's like half asleep. And I'm like, oh, hey. And I was like, oh, are you not working today? And he said that he was going into work later. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I said, I was starting to worry about you because like I didn't hear from you yesterday. And like we were supposed to hang out. And then he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I had a really long day at work. And then he's like, and I came home and I passed out. And he's like, I didn't wake up until like 10 o'clock at night. And in my head, I'm like, but you seen that I called you twice last night. And you wake up at 10 o'clock at night and you don't even like respond to a text message like, hey, I fell asleep, nothing. And then I'm like, okay, well, he's half asleep also. So like, I'll give him that. And I'm sure like later he's going to text me and like apologize for it or whatever. And he's like, but let me call you back when I'm like fully awake. And I was like, okay. So I go to my practicum for school and all that stuff. Never hear from him. I'm like, that is so weird. Like, why am I not hearing back from him? So then it's like 9:30 and he texts me and he's like, hope you're having a good day. And I was like, what? Like, that's it? Like, that's not normal. Like, that's not a normal message from him. Like, that's weird. And I'm like, he's probably just busy, whatever. So I text him back and I'm just like, oh, thank you. So far, so good. I hope your day's good. I hope you're feeling refreshed. And then I never hear back from him. And we had planned too, like earlier in the week too, that on Thursday I was also going to see him. And then so I never heard back from him. And I was like, oh my God, what the heck? And so now again, it's like 5:30 and I'm like, so he knew that I was going out with my friends that night to my friend's house for our small group. So I wasn't going to see him till like after 8:30. So it's like 5:30 and I'm like, I need to know, am I going to get ready like to see him after or what? So I call him and he answers. I was like, what? It's like he answered, as soon as he answered the phone, I could tell like something was off. Like it wasn't, like there was something wrong. Like you could just tell in his voice. And he was just kind of like asking me like how my day was. And I was like, oh, it's good. Like, how was yours? And he said it was good. It was long, long, tiring day or whatever. And he said he was still doing like paperwork. And then him and his friends were going to go get food. But you could tell, and he like hesitated. Like he said it. He sounded like he wanted to say more, but like he hesitated. And then I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay? And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
Like, what is happening right now? It's like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, I just wanted to make sure you were fine because we were supposed to hang out last night. And I said, we never did. And I was like, and then, yeah, you just don't seem like yourself. And then he's like, yeah, I'm good. And then he was like, would you tell me if there was like nothing, like if you were not okay or whatever? I was like, yeah. And then, so I was like, oh, or am I still going to see you later today? And he hesitated. And I was like, what is happening? And then he's like, yeah. He's like, just, he's like, I'm going to go to dinner with my friends or his coworkers. And then he's like, yeah, just text me. I think he told me to text him when I was done or whatever. So then I get off the phone and I'm like, there is something so wrong. I'm like, I don't know why he's acting like this. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the shift is, but something is desperately wrong. So then I go to meet up with my friends, and it's like 6:40, and I get a text message from him, and he's like, on my way to dinner, then we're going to walk the strip. Hope you're having fun with your friends. And I was like, oh, he's good. Like, he's fine. He was probably just stressed, tired, like... Yeah. He seems fine in this message. And then so I don't text him back because I'm in my group. And so at like 8 o'clock I text him back and I was like, oh yeah, like we had a great time. And I was like, I'm about to leave now, call you soon. So like I leave 5 minutes later and I call him and he doesn't answer.
Oh wow.
I was like, are you kidding me? And then so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna drive home, and and then I'm sure he'll call me like before I get to the house or whatever. Yeah. Get all the way home, and he doesn't answer. And I'm like, I'm going to call one more time. And so I called, and he didn't answer. And I was like, that is messed up. I was like, he leaves tomorrow, and he's not answering my phone calls. Like, what is happening? Like, what happened? Where did this go wrong? And then, so now I'm mad. And I get home, and I text him, and I was like, just got home. Hope you're having fun at the strip. And then I don't hear back from him. now I'm fuming, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like so upset, and I was like, I can't believe this guy just did this to me. Like, did he just stand me up? Like, not one, but like 2 nights in a row, and now he's going back tomorrow, and like he hasn't even apologized for it or nothing. And so I texted him, and I was like, I just have to be honest with you. I said, like, what you did like really hurt me. I was like, I know last night you were tired, you fell asleep, whatever, that's fine, but I said you didn't like acknowledge it or like apologize for it. And I said, and then I was supposed to see you again today, and I didn't end up seeing you. And then I was like, that didn't feel good to me. And I was like, I said, I know you've been burned in the past. And I was like, but I do really like you. And I don't know, maybe I was coming on too strong. Maybe I scared you or something. And then I was just like, but when I talked to you on the phone, you just definitely didn't sound like yourself. He has still not responded to me to this day.
Wow, when was this?
This was, what is it, like 2 Fridays ago now? 2 Thursday nights ago.
Dang.
Yeah. No, Thursday was 1 week. Yeah, 1 week. It's been like a week and a couple days. Still have not heard from him. So he like loved bombed me and then ghosted me.
Wow. That's insane.
Yes. And then I was just like, okay, there was a part of me that was just like, I don't know, like maybe I think because obviously how it happened and all of that, and I did not see it coming, right? Like I felt super comfortable with him. Like he gave nothing but green flags, I felt like, and I was just like, so I did not expect that. I didn't see it coming. And then there was part of me that I was like, well, maybe something happened to him because he's not just gonna like do that to me. I'm like, maybe something happened. And then so our good trusty app, Are We Dating the Same Guy? I posted in that, but I'm in the Las Vegas one and he lives in Arizona, so I'm like, that's probably not gonna help. So I like get added to the Arizona one and I post his picture.
Full on detective. This is crazy.
I pull up his picture and I posted in there asking if there's any tea, and this girl responds back and she was like, oh yeah, like we had been talking for like the past week, and then all of a sudden he just like ghosted and like stopped like responding back, and she's like, now I see why. And then I told her like what he did to me, like about like just everything, and she had sent screenshots of their conversation and stuff, and he reached out back to her once he got home in Arizona, like the next day, and is reaching back out to her, like asking like if they can send like snap pictures, whatever. I'm like, who still has Snapchat? No. But and she sends the text messages, the screenshots, and she's like, wow, like what a jerk, like I'm definitely not replying to him anymore. She's like, I wasn't gonna reply to him like before because how he like just like stopped communicating, and she's like, now I'm definitely not. But so that is what happened. And then in the meantime, like I'm with my friends, and one of my friends is like, what if everything he told you was a lie? Like, how do you even know like he really lives in Arizona? Like all this stuff. So then we go on Truth Finder.
Wow.
And we pay for $35 for a month subscription, and so we look him up.
What is Truth Finder?
It's like where you can find out like if people are telling you the truth. Like you just type in their name, it gives you their address, their phone number, where they live. Like sometimes they'll have their job. It didn't have his job, but I found like his job like on LinkedIn. Like I did a deep dive, and it had his social media on there because we weren't social media friends yet. Like it had his social media friends on there. Thankfully, like everything he said was true. Like it had all of his family members were listed on there. So which he told me like their names and all that, and that all matched. So thankfully like that part wasn't a lie. Like not like this whole thing was a lie. Like he was really single. Like I saw his Facebook, like saw all the things. Like that part was not a lie. But yeah, that is what happened to me, and I was just like, so I don't know. I was like so bummed, and like still to this day I'm so upset, and I'm like, wow. I don't know. I can't believe it. And I was like, I have to talk about it on the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. In my book, I talk about love bombing, but I have never experienced in my entire life being love bombed before.
That is crazy.
I didn't see it coming. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. And I have to, like, from your male perspective and giving you just, like, everything, like, I just need to hear, like, your thoughts and just, yeah.
First of all, so you said yes to being his girlfriend, but y'all didn't follow each other on social media. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, so Also so normally I probably would have right away, but again, like I am fasting, and so I'm also like not on social media like at the same time too.
Okay.
He had mentioned that he had just deactivated his Instagram, and he just had like Snapchat, which I don't use. I have one, but I don't use it. I haven't used it until like 2020. And then he had Facebook, and so I was going to like add him on Facebook. But I didn't, because I was like, oh, well, I'm not on social media right now, but when I get back on, I will. And then I got back on and we were not talking. So then there was no point. But yeah, so that's why that happened. But
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never like love bombed anyone, but that's
Isn't
pretty
it
wild.
crazy?
Yeah, that's
I was
pretty
just
crazy.
like, what is this? Like, this is
And I wanted the best for you, especially after what I went through. I was just like, this is going too good. Like, there has to be a but somewhere. So the whole time you're talking, I'm waiting for the but.
Yeah. Okay. So me too. So literally, like, I kept telling myself, I was like, because there was just like so many green flags. I felt so good. I was like, how is this really happening to me? Like, this is like too good to be true. And like, but I'm like, like maybe it's time. Like, maybe this is my time. Like, this is, like maybe finally, like whatever. And I was like, if I am dreaming, like, please don't wake me up. If I am in a coma right now, please just like let me stay in it, because like this is just like amazing. Like, this guy is great. And but it definitely did, like, I'm like, oh my God, like this is, but then I'm like, no, like, yeah, I deserve this. So yeah, like it's happening, and I did not see it coming. In the back of my mind though, I did feel like, like when something like, I don't know, like, the faster something happens, like the faster, like, like it's to like break up or whatever. So I did have that in the back of my mind and was like, okay, like maybe we should like kind of like slow things down a little bit, because we are kind of moving like a little bit fast. Yeah. But like that was like the only thing. Like outside of that, I didn't feel like there was any red flags, like nothing. But that is, it's insane. And I just cannot believe that still to this day that he has not responded to anything. I'm like, what is the point of that? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like, what is the point? Like, you're coming to Vegas. Like, there's so many things like you could have done differently. Like, you could have just been like, hey, like, I really like your vibe. Like, I just want to hang out with you. I'm here for 2 weeks. Can I just like see you while I'm here? Like, he didn't have to ask me to be his girlfriend. He didn't have to ask me to go to his brother's wedding. Like, he was doing the most, and he did not have to feel like do all of that. But I guess that's what a love bomber does. Like, and so he has like every sign to the T of a love bomber. But I just feel like, he could have just, if he knew, like, if he was just trying to like have sex or like whatever, like he could have done things like so differently. I just feel like he didn't have to go to that extent and do all of that. And it's crazy.
You missed out on that free flight though. You should have got the flight.
I should have had him pay for my flight. So
are you still going to go to Arizona?
I'm still going to Arizona. Thankfully, like, it wasn't like the trip that I bought for myself.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, wouldn't be terrible if I did a solo trip to Arizona, but no, thankfully I have my friends. I'm going with my friends, so it's not like I just like bought this plane ticket for nothing. So at least I'm gonna have like a fun girls weekend, and it's not like it's going to be a little bit sad, though, when I go out there, because it's like I'm supposed to be going out there.
You should teach him a lesson and hit up the girl who lives in Arizona and, like, tell her to, like, have him come meet up with y'all, and then both of y'all be there.
Right? Literally, I should, like, and then I thought, like, when I found, like, all this information on him on Truth Finder, like, I know where his job is. I know, like, where his house is. I'm like, I want to show up to his house and be like, here's your shirt back. Exactly. Like, I don't know. I just want to do something. I want to be like petty. Like, I'm just like, I want him to hurt how petty. He hurt me.
That's crazy.
Like, but then I'm just like, what is that really going to do? So I don't know. Maybe this thing can go viral so it could just like ruin his dating life or something. Like, I don't know. I think it's just, it's so messed up. And then I was just like not even trusting myself for a minute after that. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to date anymore, because how did I miss all of these signs? Like, how did I not see any of this coming? And then I felt like an idiot, and I was just like, I can't even trust myself. Like, this is crazy. And so I wasn't going to date. And then I was like, no, like, I'm not going to give him that over me. Like, this is like a learning lesson. Like, it's not like this is something that happens to me all the time. Like, it happened one time, and I'm going to learn and move on from it. Exactly. But like,
wait, how many dates on the TikTok thing you say you went on last year?
Oh, only like 3. It was like
you've
3
already knocked that out.
I've been on like 8 or 9 already.
You already doubled that in just the month of January.
I did.
So that's pretty crazy. So what do you feel like you learned? Like, do you feel like that maybe he was just moving too fast? And do you feel like next time, if someone was, no matter how great it feels, like if someone was to move on that fast, you're like, whoa, slow down, buddy.
Yes. So I feel like I did learn a lot of lessons. I do feel like, yes, I would not. And I feel like normally I don't move, I don't move that fast. I think it was just different with him because obviously he made me feel very comfortable. Like he was very good at that. And I think that going forward I wouldn't, because I did feel like, wow, like this is too soon. Like even when he asked me to be his girlfriend, like I hesitated and I was kind of like asking him some other questions because I'm like, ooh, like, is it like it is soon? But I'm like, but I do like him. Yeah. I mean, like, worst case scenario, we just don't work out.
And technically, you're still in a relationship because no one broke up with each other.
Technically, I am not single. Technically, I'm still in a relationship. I just haven't talked to my boyfriend for like 2 weeks.
So what happened with Corey? Is he just out the picture now?
Oh my God. Okay, so
did
Corey,
he ruin it? Did the love bomber ruin it for Corey?
Oh God. Okay. So Corey, so then he texted me again because I never responded when he didn't respond, and then he finally responded back to me. I didn't respond because I was like, I'm done with you, like, bye. Wow. And then so he had texted me again, and then I was like, whatever, I'm gonna respond. By this point, Zach's out of the picture, and I responded, and then he asked to see me. He asked when he can see me again. We were supposed to hang out last night, actually, and so he had been texting me. He's like, oh, I want to cook for you. I want to cook you dinner. And I was like, okay. And his parents were here from out of town, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to cook you dinner Friday night, whatever. This was his parents' last night that he was in town, and so he told me that I was going to be a little later. So, like, I got home, like, last night or whatever. And then around, like, 8:30, he texts me, and he's like, hey, like, I don't want to keep you waiting, but I just finished. Okay, he was going to cook me dinner, but he just finished having dinner with his parents, which I'm like, why are you going to cook me dinner? Like, and then, okay, so he's like, I just finished having dinner with my parents, and he's like, they want me to go to their hotel real quick and just have a drink with them, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. And he's like, if it's too late when I'm done, he's like, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, we can reschedule for tomorrow. And he's like, if it's not, I understand. He's like, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. And I was like, oh, well, I was like, I'm at home. And I was like, just like, text me like when you're done or whatever. But so I'm like watching TV. Friday nights, I always pass out early. Okay. And then in the meantime, he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm watching this show on Netflix. It's called Sneaky Link.
Oh my
I was like, have you heard of it? It's like about this show where like there's these couples and it's like they're basically like just have been hooking up forever and they're like seeing other people, but like there's like 6 couples and they just like hook up with each other, but no relationship. And so the show is like, do you want to get together with your Sneaky Link and have like a real relationship or meet somebody else? So I was telling him about that, right? And then he's like, oh, it sounds messy. And then he randomly decides to tell me that some girl gave him chlamydia.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, but yeah, he's like, I took the medication and I'm good now and I can show you like the negative results. And I'm just thinking like, why would you ever tell somebody that you're talking to that just like so randomly like that? Like what was the reasoning of that? Like, did you think that was going to be attractive to me? Like, what is happening? So then I was like, okay, so we get off the phone and I fall asleep and I'm just like, I don't want to see him anymore.
Yeah,
I
crazy.
Don't want to talk to him again.
Yeah.
And then he called me and it was like a little before 9:30 and I was already asleep. And then he had texted me like the next day. I did text him just to let him know that I fell asleep. And then he was like blowing up my phone like yesterday, not blowing up, but he was like texting me and then he called me and I'm done with Corey. Yeah. I'm like, that's all you had to say. I'm like, I don't know why you decided to tell me that, but like, thank you for letting me know that. I'm done.
Wow. Chlamydia Corey.
Chlamydia Corey.
That's insane.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy in these days.
And he was blowing you up after, like.
Yeah, and I'm like, why do you think that I would want to continue talking to you after you just disclosed that information to me like it was nothing?
Yeah. What about the shy guy?
Okay, so the shy guy, I went on a date with him yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I did. He took me out to dinner.
So you said Corey is supposed to make you dinner, but you went with the shy guy.
I went with the shy guy. So he asked me. He had been texting me, and so I went with him. And
how was that?
It was actually good. He was a lot less shy than he was.
Oh, there you go.
He looked cute, like really, really cute this time. Last time, like we just met at Starbucks, and so you just had like glasses or whatever. But like he looked good. He was way less shy. Still, you could tell like he was still like a little bit, but we ate. We had a good time. And I'm like, I don't know. He is younger than me. He's like 32. I'm in my cougar era.
Yeah.
But he is younger. But we'll see what happens. Like I would see him again, but I don't know. I'm like, maybe that's what I need, a shy guy. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe.
Who knows? But we'll see what happens with him. I will definitely see him again, but good. I'm still on the dating
I feel
app.
like Zach ruined like the whole, like everything. Because if he would have been in the picture, then maybe like the other guys could have like kind of had more of a shot. But I felt like he just love bombed, had you drilling over him, and then the other guys are just like, whatever, y'all on the bench. Yeah, he literally did, because I was like, who? Like, I was just like all focused on him, and he really did. Oh, I forgot to tell you too, there was like so many other things that I left out, but one of the other things was like before he asked me to be his girlfriend, we were talking about the apps, and he was asking if I remembered like what I was doing, like when we were matching or whatever. And he had told me that initially when he knew he was coming to Vegas, he downloaded Bumble specifically because he knew he was coming to Vegas. And he's like, Vegas, I downloaded the apps for all the wrong reasons. And then he's like, but then I like met you, like whatever. And then so like we're talking about it. And then he's like, he pulled out his phone in front of me and he's like, I don't need these apps anymore. And he had Bumble and Tinder on his phone, and he deleted both of the apps. And I kept mine on my phone because he didn't ask me to be the girlfriend yet. And then so it was like an hour later, and he's like, so are you going to keep the apps on your phone? And then I was like, oh, like maybe I should delete them. And I was like, okay, yeah. Like, so I deleted them too. And then later that night, that's when he asked me to be his girlfriend. But I am back on the apps, and I am still on there. Well, hold on. Because he sounds like a con artist. Did he delete the app, or did he actually go inside the app and cancel the profile or whatever?
So he actually just deleted the app and did not delete his profile.
Oh yeah.
And
he's gonna download it later.
And so I mean, I did the same thing. Like I didn't delete my account. I just deleted the app too. And I did point that out to him. And then he was just like, oh, like what do you mean? Like he's like, I don't need it, but like whatever. I don't know. So and he's obviously probably back on those apps, but whatever. So am I. And yes, we'll keep you updated about future dating stories.
Lastly, have you thought about like a different career path? Because that was straight detective work what you went through, like straight just detective work. Oh my God,
I know. Well, I just had to find out because I was just like, was everything a lie? Like, was the whole like 2 weeks like just a lie? So I mean, that's what we do, though. I feel like I'm not.
Have you talked to Emily about all this yet? Which is your therapist, right? Is that
oh my God. So I see her. I see her this Thursday, and we are going to have a lot to unpack. And I'm like, you have just added to my trauma. Okay. So yeah. So I'm like, thanks to you. Yeah. That's what I will be spending my session unpacking what you did to me. Thanks. So, yeah.
I wanted to end with how close are you to like having a Valentine's Day date, and what are you gonna do on Valentine's Day? But it's just like I was happy for you. I really wanted you to like go to Valentine's Day.
I know. I thought I was gonna have Valentine's Day too. I was like, I'm gonna be with Zach out in Arizona. Yeah, no. So still super single. I probably will not be close to having Valentine's Day. Like I said, so the only guy I'm talking to is like the shy one. I'm still on the apps, but yeah. I don't think.
I had a feeling when you didn't disclose his name, I was like, I feel like he's going to be the winner at the end.
So far, yes, but I don't know. We will see. I've only been out with him twice. We'll see what happens. I will keep you guys posted on the next episode with my dating chronicles.
And I'm looking forward to see what Emily has to say too. I gotta hear what she has to say.
Oh God, me too. I know. I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, Here we are.
That was very interesting. This is like the first time because you didn't tell me what was going on, but we obviously had talked about like briefly we were going to talk about. And that was the first time I'm excited. Like I'm just like on the edge of my seat, like excited to hear like what was going on. But yeah.
I know. I wanted it to be complete shock to you because I was like, this is a movie. Like it's a movie.
For real.
Like I feel like
it's crazy.
This is my next book. I'm ready.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know. Like thank you. If anything, Zach, you bought me content for book number 2. Exactly. So thank you.
I love it. Well, Two Sides, Same Mic, we're back, full force episodes. We're going to start doing more consistent episodes, dropping soon. Glad to be back. Miss y'all again. Love y'all. And remember, there's 2 sides to every
story.
We're going to
see you guys next time.
Take care.
Bye.